Good evening. Some of our professional colleagues have requested for notes on layoff and retrenchment. So let us study layoff and retrenchment. As per Industrial Dispute Act 1947, layoff means inability of an employer to employ workmen or to provide employment to the workmen on account of shortage of coal, power, raw material, accumulation of goods, natural calamity, and anything which is not in his control. Now, what do you mean by coal, power, raw material? Industrial revolution in our country started somewhere around 1854 with the starting of steam-powered textile mill in Mumbai. During that time, the raw material was cotton, and cotton was being transported from cotton godowns to the factories either through horse-driven carriages or through bullock carts. Similarly, coal which was in abundance, and coal was used for running the steam boiler. So the coal was also transported either through horse-driven carriages or through trucks. Truck was not so prominent in those days, mostly the horse-driven carriages. Now, although there was a stockyard in factories for storing coal, there were number of occasions when the coal from the nearest point or the coal shed was getting delayed on account of various reasons. And due to shortage of coal, the steam could not be produced and the boiler could not run. Now in those days, the employer was handicapped. The workers were also handicapped. If there is no steam to run the boiler, how the machines will run? Now in those days, the employer has a strong point that there is no coal, so he used to send workers back. So the worker was at loss. He had come for performing duty on the wages agreed, but for no fault of him, he was the sufferer. Now this continued till 1947. We had British Raj, where we were almost treated by the Britishers like dogs, and there was nothing called, or there was a shortage of something called justice, a good life, a better working conditions to the workers and the employees. In our country, the tractor came somewhere around 1970. So thereafter, the transportation of whether coal or raw material was facilitated by saving time. The next is retrenchment. Retrenchment means termination of services of an employee for whatsoever is it may be, other than by way of disciplinary action. Anybody, means there are conditions which protect workmen from getting retrenched. However, for any reason, means like somebody has refused to work. He has worked for more than a year with you, and you ask him out of your outrage, get rid of the job, don't come from tomorrow. So the worker was put to loss. Okay. Now again coming back to layoff. Shortage of coal you could understand, raw material you could understand. Next is accumulation of finished goods. People generally work, employers generally work on the basis or on the thought like make hay when the sun shines. So you have a lot of raw material, you have plenty of power, energy, everything, appropriate number of manpower, and you manufacture goods rampantly. Suddenly there is a recession in the market, and your product is not fetching the price which was being fetched earlier. So you are not going to sell the product. Now, not selling the product means you are increasing your inventory. This amounts to accumulation of goods. The third is for layoff. The third condition is natural calamity that everybody can understand. Neither the employer nor the employee, nobody is able to find any solution in such cases. Most of the people run for their own life, whether he is an employer or a worker. And there are like storm or hurricane or communal riots. All these conditions are there which are not under the control of the employer, in which the workers will be laid off. In earlier days, when such conditions used to prevail, the workers were sent back, they were losing their wages. That was also affecting their motivation, their morale. But as the situation improved, the law came into effect and it has protected the right of employer and workman both in a proper way. In days to come, we will focus on some cases where you will be able to understand how the layoff is affected, how the retrenchment is affected. Thank you.